Father, I hope our people that still lost will find your love before the end of time. Father, have mercy on your people. They lost out here. We're trying to wake them up through this truth music and other ways. My people still going crazy. They lost out here in this world. They're so lost, yeah. They don't know who they are. They don't know who they are. Now, Father, they don't know you. Hey, they're a special people. Indigenous to this land. But they keep killing each other. Shoot them up, bang, bang. Shoot them up, cause they don't understand. They don't understand. No. They are sisters. Have lost their way. They lost sharing. They're so lost. This is my cry to you. Oh, I hope they can find your love. I hope they can find your love. I hope they can find your love. Before it's all over. Find your love. I hope they can find your love. I hope they can find your love. Cause our people are lost. They can find your love. I hope they can find your love. Your love. Your love. Your love. Hey. I hope they can find it. I hope they can find your love. Before the end of time. I hope they can find your love. Hey. Find your love. Before the end of time, find your love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These other nations still playing games. I mean, they gonna ride this lie to the end of time. I mean, they ain't gonna never tell the truth. They'll never admit that we the people of the book. You know what I'm saying? So, Father, please don't let your people stay out here and be lost. They're gonna find their way back to your love. Your love is so amazing. They don't know what they're missing. They don't know what they're missing. Father, they need your light. They need your light. They need your light. Living in darkness. These other nations did a number on us. Yes, they did. They made it hard to find the truth. But with the Hebrew Israelites, you made the world for our sake. Oh, but they dumbed us down. They dumbed us down. Back in the church and the school days. They never wanted us to find the truth. They never wanted us to find it. No, I found our way back to you. So I'm hoping my people find their way. They find their way. I'm hoping they find your love. Find your love. Oh, I hope they find your love. They say it's all over. Oh, I hope they can find your love. They can find your love. I hope they can find your love. I hope they find your love before it's too late. I hope they can find your love. 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 Father, they need your light. We need your light. Your love. They need your light. because they're stuck in darkness, and they can't find their way.
Yah commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yah, our Elohim, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive, as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yah, our Elohim, as he has commanded us. Praise you, Father Yah.
I will not have any other Elohim before you, nor bow down to any graven images too. I won't take the name of Yah, my Elohim, in vain. I'll do. Sabbath day, sanctify it, keep it holy. Honor your father and mother, because that's what Yah told me. That your days may be long and that it may go well with you. I'll do.
Father, I know you see us working. All the brethren on the street corners, the ones doing music, me, myself, we working hard to get our spiritual body. So, Brother Bron,
Shalom. What you want to do, big guy?
let's show them something in the scripture.
That's what I'm working
I'm with it.
We're trying to get that spiritual body.
I'm staying faithful in this truth, cause I want my spiritual body.
That's what I want.
Every day I'm eating the word, getting full of this knowledge.
Off this knowledge, off this
I'm
knowledge, off
staying
this
faithful
knowledge.
in this truth, cause I want my spiritual body.
And yes, I do.
Staying ready for the first resurrection.
Yeah.
Gotta have knowledge.
Spiritual body. Shit. See, I'm sick of the snot. Vomit in the ailments that this body got. Sick of urination. Sick of defecation. Sick of this pain chasing me to Western medication. Sick of this suffering and sorrow. Sadness. Looking round at my people lost in the madness. Affected by the wrong that this life did to them. To the point they miss the message that we trying to send to them. Talking about blessed is he who could hold his own. Nah, blessed is he who could kneel to the throne. Cause we can't save ourselves, what we would have been did it. All our revolutions failed us. Tell me that they didn't. Every time we risen, we got crushed back down. Cause how your face was hidden for a time, but he back now. Sound doctrine with the power to get you right. Everlasting life for the sovereign Hebrew Israelite.
Faithful in the truth, cause I want my spiritual body.
That's what I want.
Every day I'm eating the word, getting full of this knowledge.
Off this knowledge, off this
I'm
knowledge, off
staying
this
faithful
knowledge.
in the truth, cause I want my spiritual body.
And yes, I do.
Staying ready for the first resurrection.
Yeah.
Gotta have knowledge.
A man cannot live on bread alone. Oh, come on. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. I'd rather eat 2 Pete 2 and 22. Have commandments in my life.
All right, I can say shalom, shalom, shabbat shalom, bawakwa tawab to all Israel, the family Israel, and to all the loved ones, even to you enemies and you foes and you haters too. All right, but mainly I want to say shalom to all the beloved of Israel for this Sabbath day, and all praises to the Most High. All praises, man, and glory goes to the Most High. We living in the final days, the countdown. Time is moving so rapidly, you know, and just can't wait to see the destruction of our enemy and this BS. All right, it's tiring, it's sickening, it's frustrating, it's vexing. But we just have to have patience and wait till the Most High bring it to an end. So today's topic is Genesis, the 2nd chapter. But before we go into that, as usual, I like to read my Psalms. I'm beginning with Psalms 87 chapter. All right, and it's a very good psalm, Psalms 87. Rastaman like to use this psalm. Siya, yeah, Rastaban, Selassie Ban in Ethiopia. You know, and that had nothing to do with Selassie or Ethiopia. Right. Okay, this psalm was showing you how the Most High loved the gates of Zion more than anywhere else. And the great kings of Israel came out of Zion. And he was making mention of all these great empires and kingdoms that rule, that this man came from that place, Zion. Okay? So Zion represents Jerusalem. That's the center of everything. And that's where the Most High placed Adam and Eve in the beginning. That was the center of the earth. That was the Garden of Eden. Okay? The whole earth is the garden. But Eden was that particular place of paradise. That's right. That the Most High chose and established where he placed Adam and Eve. Okay? So we're still in the garden. This whole entire earth is a garden. All right? So let's go into Psalms 87 chapter.
Psalms 87 and verse 1, a Psalms or song of the sons of Korah. Verse 1, his foundation is in the holy mountain.
See that? His foundation is in the holy mountains. Okay? What is a foundation? A foundation is a solid, concrete pillar that holds up everything. When you are into construction, before you build a house or anything, you have to build a foundation. And that foundation has to be built on concrete and steel to keep that structure strong and to last for a long time. So the Most High foundation that he established was in the mountains of Zion. Okay, so let's get this straight. So read that verse again.
87 Psalms, verse 1. His foundation is in the holy mountains.
All right, so his foundation is in the holy mountains. And this holy mountain is going to find out is in Zion, is in Jerusalem. Continue.
Verse 2. Yahweh loveth the gates of Zion.
See, the Most High loveth the gates of Zion. Go ahead.
More than all the dwellings of Jacob.
More than all the dwellings of Jacob. So more than all the other cities that the Most High gave to Jacob, the Most High loves Zion, Mount Zion. Okay, continue.
Glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of the Most High, Selah.
See, glorious things are spoken of thee, O city of the Most High, Selah. Glorious things are spoken of Mount Zion, Jerusalem.
That's right.
By great kings, leaders, people. Okay? And even up until today still, great things are spoken about Jerusalem or Mount Zion. Even though you have the imposters, the fakes, the phonies, the liars of history in the land claiming to be the people of the Most High. Okay? Continue.
I will make mention of Rahab and Babylon and them that know me.
So he said he's going to make mention of all these kingdoms and places. Okay? These were kingdoms that ruled, all right, that was established before Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Behold, Philistia and Tyre with Ethiopia.
Stop right here. With Ethiopia, because Ethiopia was an already established kingdom under who? Under Nimrod, under the Babylonians.
Gone.
So they had two kingdoms, one up in the north and one in the south. One was up in Babylon, and they had one down in Ethiopia. So he's going to make mention of Ethiopia, which was also a great kingdom. Continue.
This man was born there.
It said, this man was born there. So when the Rastaman read this here, which I have no problem with my Rastaman brethren, because at least they stand up against the oppression of Babylon, and they sing against this wicked system. But when they try to incorporate this part here and say, yeah, Rasta, Selassie was born there. What do you have there? Punctuation mark, right?
Right.
After Ethiopia, right? Says, let you know it's a separation. Stop. He's let you know all these great kingdoms. He's let you know all these great kingdoms to let you know that this particular man was born in this particular part of the earth. So read that part again.
This man was born there.
This man was born there. Who is this man? This man represents the great kings that came out of Israel. David, Solomon, and mainly Chief Yahushua the Hamashiach. This man, that's who he's referring to. Okay? This man was born there. Where? In Zion, in Jerusalem. Continue.
And of Zion it shall be said.
So he said, and of Zion it shall be said. And of Zion, a particular place in the earth. And of Zion it shall be said. Go ahead.
This and that man was born in her.
This and that man was born in her. This particular man or rulers or king was born in Zion. Now, who do we know was born in Zion? David, Solomon. Okay? The great kings that came out of Israel was born in Zion. Particularly David, one of the greatest king in Israel, was born in Zion. Okay? And he established Zion when he came into power. Continue.
And the highest himself shall establish her.
See, and the highest, the Most High himself shall establish her, which is Zion.
Gone.
Continue.
6. Yahweh shall count when he writeth up the people that this man was born there.
See,
Selah.
is repeating it again. You see, the Most High shall count when he writeth up the people that this man was born there. Selah. This man was born there. The great king of Israel was born in Zion. Continue.
7. As well the singers as the players on instruments shall be there. All my springs are in thee.
And all my springs are in thee. What are the springs? The waters, the flowing water, the rivers. Okay? Now, when it says all the singers as the players on instruments. Who set up the players on instruments and the singers? Who did this? King David, when he came into his rulership, he set up an order for the Levite priests, for singers and instrument players. He set up one of the greatest, what you call orchestra, to praise the Most High in Jerusalem. This is what David did when he came into power. When you read the history in the Chronicles, the Acts of David, this is what he did. He set up singers, instrument players in Jerusalem to praise and glorify the Most High. That's what he did. So this was referring to David, that great king that ruled in Zion. And it was David that established Zion when he went for and when he took and expelled all the Jebusites that was in the land of Jerusalem. And David told his king, he said, if any of you could go out there and capture these cities and take over, you will be captain over my guard. I think it was Joab or one of his men went out there and took the city and established it. And that's what David did. He established Zion as that monument of the Most High. So Zion is the foundation of the Most High. Just like when we go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter, we're going to find out that that Garden of Eden was right there in the land called Jerusalem. That's that pit that the Most High established. So with that, we'll go to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. But before we go there, I want to touch on some current events and things that's happening in the earth. Because the Most High is so good. The Most High is such a chess player, man. He has this thing going so good. Now that Iran is selling drones to Russia, the so-called Jews in America is mad. Now the so-called Jews going to have to get involved because Ukraine, who's over in Ukraine? Who's over in Ukraine? Amalek, a so-called Jew by the name of Zelensky. So you know, that's Israel boy. And a lot of the so-called Jews came from that era, from Ukraine. A lot of these so-called imposter Jews that claim to be Orthodox and Zionist Jews are from that era, Poland, Ukraine, and those areas. So Zelensky is a so-called Jew in Ukraine, and now that Iran is selling weapons and giving weapons to Russia, that's going to create a problem. So Russia is like, oh no, we can't, Israel, we can't have this. Because he's using the drones against the Ukrainian and against Zelensky. So that's going to drag Israel into the mix of this war. But what's really going to trigger this whole thing is what? An economical crisis for control of the resource of the earth. It's going to boil down to that oil. Okay? And that's why the Most High is going to drag them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat to judge these heathens and these devils for their greed over the earth and for the injustice and the lies that they have put out there, talking about they're the people of the Most High and lying to the earth. That's where you got Kanye West. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. I'm glad he's pushing their buttons and getting them mad. Get them mad, Kayan. That's right. But you're not the true people to bring out that. It's the true teachers of the Most High. But the Most High is using him to agitate these devils, to spark a reaction in the earth so our people could start seeing something, because our people only believe the entertainers and the actors and the sports figures. That's right. They don't believe us when we go out and teach them. You guys go get a job. Yeah, I was on the street teaching hate. But when they hear Kanye and all these guys speak, oh, you tend to listen more. Okay? So the Most High is letting him run his mouth and do what he's doing. Okay? But I tell you this here. If Kanye ends up dying or sick, everybody's going to know these bastards had a hand in getting him killed. That's right. Okay? And the Most High is sparking this thing so our people's eyes could start opening up to reality, because our people believe lies too damn long. Right? And the Most High is showing the people in the earth that these bastard Europeans are not the people of the Most High. That's right. You held this lie for a long time. I saw this was a video, and the video had a headline saying, "Every lie has an expiration date." I said, damn, I like that. I said, I like that. I'm going to use that. Every lie has an expiration date. And that's true. Every lie that you put afoot in the earth, it has a shelf life that is going to be destroyed and taken down. It's only going to last for a little while. Okay? So every lie has an expiration date. And that expiration date is winding down very slowly.
That's right.
Okay? We're approaching that expiration date of all the lies that this white man has taught in the earth. All right? And the Most High is making it seen by everybody to see the lies that he has put out there. Okay? And I'm so glad. Okay? I remember, I always got to go back to this here. This author and this historian by the name of Glubb. He was a British, he was in the British military. And after he retired from the British military, he said, you know what? There's more to life than just the military. So he started doing research and traveling and doing the history. And he came up with a conclusion. And he dwelt into the history of all nations and empires and rulership. And he saw that most major empires ruled for a period of 250 years. And he did America, and he said, wow, America is on the same trajectory as all empires. America has approximately, in the year 2026, will be 250 years of ruling this earth as a ruling empire and a dynasty and an empire. Just like all other empires that rule, it came to an end when it reached that 250-year mark. We're approaching that time that America is going down. I could guarantee you, if most major empires rule for 250 years, what make you think America is not going to lose their end of their rulership and that mark when that period time comes? Okay? The great Egyptian empire, which was the 18th dynasty, ruled for 255 years. Okay? And the Most High model America off of ancient Egypt. Okay? Go check that history out. Ancient Egypt, the 18th dynasty that we live under, ruled for 255 years. And guess what? We're living in spiritual Egypt all over again. Right? So just a little tidbit I want to put out there. Right? Because the Most High said, when you read it in Luke 21:25, let's get that real quick. Luke 21:25. Luke 21:25. Because this is the time we're living in. We're living in the time of the Gentiles. The end of their rulership. All praises to the Most High. Luke 21:25. Start from 24. Luke 21:24.
Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
That's us. We fell by the edge of the sword in 70 AD by the Roman Empire. Continue.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
And we were led away captive into all nations upon the face of the earth. All nations. Okay? And we're still in captivity today. Nobody tell you, oh, we've been free when Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Okay? Let's get something straight. If a nation was built on slavery, which they profited tremendously, how could they have freed you and you're still not in slavery if you're still in their possession? You're just in a high-tech slavery, a high, marginalized high-tech slavery. That's all it is. Okay? The shackles came off, but they're using you and ruling you high-tech. There's a reggae song that says, Babylon released the chains, but them still use them brains. So they're controlling you in a high-tech level of slavery.
That's right.
Okay? They took off the chains, but they still use them brains against you. High-tech slavery. Continue.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
And Jerusalem was trodden down by the Gentiles. Go ahead.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And that's the time we're living in. Until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. We're living in that time. And we're approaching that time. All praises to the Most High. All right, let's go to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. That's my topic today. Genesis, the 2nd chapter. All praises to the Most High. All right? So when we see all these things happening in the earth, don't feel sorry for these devils. Give the Most High praise and glory that our kingdom is coming in, and they're coming down to their end. You're feeling sorry for them, our country. Oh, what we're going through. So what? So what? We've been through it. Nobody gave a damn about us.
That's right.
Nobody mourned and suffered for us.
That's right.
When we went through our plight and our suffering, under Jim Crowism and all the hell that we caught.
Con.
Nobody give a damn about us. I tell you what, not even them friggin' Africans over there came to our rescue neither.
That's right.
And none of those Africans came to our rescue and said, oh, my black people over in America, what are they doing to you? Let's fight. Like, no. They went along with the BS.
That's right.
And enjoyed the wealth and the power and the fame.
Con.
Okay? So when everybody start catching their hell, to hell with them. We ain't coming to their rescue to say, how you doing? We said, hallelujah, praise the Most High.
That's right.
Hell with that. All right? Genesis, the 2nd chapter, and let's start from the top.
Genesis 2 and verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them.
Right. So now, in Genesis, the 2nd chapter now, the Most High is showing you a recap and a highlight of what he did in the 1st chapter. It said, now the Most High said, thus the heavens and the earth was finished. Everything was completed. Everything was in the Most High's blueprint that he wanted. And the Most High sat back and said, yes, this is what I like. I like it. It's good. It's complete. It's completed. It's approved. Angels, you went through the blueprint that I gave you.
Come.
All right? So, read again.
Genesis 2 and 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them.
Right. So all the hosts of heaven, the stars, okay? What they so-called galaxies.
Yeah.
All right? The far on beyond unknown places of the heavens was finished and completed. Okay? What they call the planets. Those are actually stars. Okay?
Con.
What he said planets. Oh, we're going to the Mars. He ain't going to no damn Mars. Okay? He ain't going out there. Okay? He might go to a certain area in what you call space. But he's not going to no Mars and no red planet. Okay? That's all Hollywood.
Con.
Right. Okay? And he has programmed the minds of the people so much, man. That's why this devil has to go down. Right. And all his lies, man. Okay? So the Most High said, thus the heavens, the earth, and the host of everything was completed. Now let's prove that. Let's go to the book of, let's go to Psalms 104 and 2. Psalms 104. So you can get a better understanding what the Most High meant when he said, thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. Psalms 104 and 2.
Psalms 104 and verse 2.
Start from the top. Start from the top, yeah. 104.
Psalms 104 and verse 1. Bless Yahweh, O my soul. O Yahweh, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty.
See, you have a curtain, and you drape this curtain. That's what the Most High did when he made the heavens. He's giving an example of what he did. Go ahead.
Who stretcheth up the heavens like a curtain, who layeth the beams of his chambers.
Who layeth the beams of his chambers. He made chambers in the heavens. Okay? Go ahead.
In the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits.
So the Most High makes his angels spirits. Okay? His angels are made as spirits. They can be seen and unseen. Okay? Go ahead.
His ministers are flaming fire.
And his ministers are flaming fire. That's why the Most High loves fire. That's why the Most High said he's going to burn this baby up with fire. All right? I can see why Capleton and Sizzling love fire. Fireman. Call him the fireman. Because the Most High is fire. Okay? Fire is one of the greatest elements. Okay? The Most High loves that fire. Fire is a purification of the earth, man. Continue.
Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever.
See? And the Most High laid the foundations of the earth. Like he said, he made foundation of the earth that it cannot be moved forever. This earth will never be moved. Okay? But it will be cleaned up and destroyed. But it will never be moved.
Come.
The same earth that we had in the beginning that the Most High made is the same earth. He's just going to renew it and change the power structure and the rulership of the people that's in the earth. All right?
Come.
From there, go to Job, the 9th chapter. Job, the 9th chapter. All right, so we give an example of what the Most High did when he said the earth and the heavens were finished. All right, Job, the 9th chapter. And you're going to start from the 8th verse. Job 9 and 8.
Job 9 and verse 8. Which alone spreadeth out the heavens, and treadeth upon the waves of the sea.
All right, go ahead.
Which make it actuous orange, and places
Pleiades.
and the chambers of the south.
So these are all, see, what you people call what? What they call them today? Constellations. The Most High made all these things, these constellations, okay? Even with the directional points, north, south, east, west. Okay, go ahead.
Would do great things past finding out. Yea, the wonders without number.
Okay, go ahead. From there, go to Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and 5.
Isaiah 42 and verse 5. Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the power Yahweh, he that created the heavens and stretched them out.
See the Most High that created the heavens, not no big bang, okay, not no big explosion, boom! Then everything started deteriorating, then it started forming again. That's BS. See, these are the things that they taught us in school, a big bang theory. And then everything came into existence. You devils gonna pay for these lies, man. Okay? And that's why Capleton sang a song. He said, you have to pay for the brainwashing. Okay? He said in the song, he said, I gotta play it. I love that song. He said, that day will come. Okay? That day will come. He said, you're gonna have to pay for the chains, the shackles, for the brainwashing that you have done to us. All these things you're gonna pay for, you devils.
That's right.
Okay? You have lied, and people believe the lie and continue pushing that lie.
Right.
A big bang theory. That's some nerves to say you're a God-fearing people. Okay? Continue.
He that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it.
See? And it's the Most High that made the heavens and the earth. Okay? Read that part again.
He that spread forth the earth.
Read the 5th verse. Read the 5th verse again.
Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith the power Yahweh, he that created the heavens.
He that created the heavens, go ahead.
And stretched them out.
And stretched them out. He stretched out the heavens, like he said, like a curtain. Okay, go ahead.
He that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it. He that giveth breath unto the people upon it.
See, it's the Most High to give breath to the people on the earth.
That's right.
Okay? The Most High did that. He put the breath, he breathed that breath of life into the nostrils of man.
Right.
Okay? Go ahead. Continue.
And spirit to them that walk therein.
See, and the Most High is one that gives spirit to them that walk on the earth. Ain't no scientist or no doctor did that. Gave spirit to the people that walk upon the earth. The Most High created that spirit. And that spirit is energy, life. Okay? You could have a body, but if it doesn't have a spirit, that body ain't doing jack. Okay? It's a spirit that moves that body. In that spirit is that force and that life-giving energy that the Most High made to control that body. Okay? Because I'm going to give an example. When Brother Karazar died, and we went on, we saw him. And we saw him when he was alive. And that spirit was moving. And when that spirit left him, that body was just like a shell. No life to it, just sitting there. All right? So that shows you that spirit is what controls and moves that body. Without that spirit, that body ain't doing nothing. Okay? It's just a shell, just sitting there. And you look at it and you're like, you gotta say, wow, the Most High is great. The Most High is wonderful. How we made a spirit and put a spirit in a body to make it to talk, move, think, react, love, hate. Every emotions you could think of, that's in a spirit. That's how great the Most High is. Right, Karazala? When we saw him, we saw the body, we just saw it there. And you look at it, you like, wow, ain't no more, nothing there no more, just a body, just looking at you. Nothing, no motion, no life. And all it takes is just a spirit to spark that body. That's power. And no scientist could ever do that. Okay? They might try what they're cloning, but they can't make that spirit in that body, man. Okay? And for all you devils that say there's no God, you have a day coming, man. Okay, you have a day coming. And you're going to swallow those words. That's what the most H.O.D.C said. For every idle word that man speak, he shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Okay? So continue talking that crap. There's no God.
Come.
We're going to see in that day. All right? Okay, from there, go to Jeremiah the 10th chapter. Jeremiah the 10th chapter. And start from the 12th verse.
Jeremiah 10 and verse 12. He had made the earth by his power.
See? It says, the Most High have made the earth by his power. Okay? The Most High let you know, I made the earth by his power, using the angels. Okay? Continue.
He had established the world by his wisdom. He had stretched out the heavens by his discretion.
See, he has stretched out the heavens by his discretion. He didn't just, oh, boom, okay, that's it. Let's put it together. It was done by discretion.
God.
By calculated measurements, dimensions. Okay, this was a well thought out process that he made and put into motion. Okay, when he put that sun up there, brother, you look at that sun and that moon, you see that thing just hanging up there. You have to wonder, what keeps it up there hanging without falling? You got to be amazed at that, man.
Right.
How you see that moon up there, just up there, and that moon comes out every day, every night. That moon doesn't fail, brothers and sisters. And it comes out. It gives you the full moon, the new moon, the quarter moon. That moon does its job, man. Okay? And you got to be amazed when you see that thing in its full brightness and it's up there just sitting. Like, what keeps it up there? You ask a scientist, what keeps the moon up there? Well, it's the gravity, the force of the gravity, and you see the, come on. I can't explain it to you, okay? So how are they going to explain it to you in their scientific terms?
Right.
God.
That's right.
Okay, and the sun, that ball of fire, man. That sun just sits up there, man. Okay? That's greatness. That's the amazement and the power of the Most High. But guess what? When we get back in the kingdom, the Most High is going to reveal all those secrets to us. How he did that, man. Okay? Right now, that's like a mystery to us.
God.
Okay? Go ahead.
13. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens. And he casteth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth.
All right. Okay.
He maketh light.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
So even the wind has its own treasures. Okay? The wind has its own treasures and chambers and everything. Everything has its own order when the Most High gives it. Okay? From there, go to Jeremiah 51 and 15. Jeremiah 51, 15. So we're showing you when it said the Most High said he made the heavens and the earth, and thus it was finished, the things that he did. That's why he made that conclusion and that statement. Jeremiah 51, 15.
Verse 15. He had made the earth by his power.
See, the Most High said he made the earth by his power. These are all the different prophets giving you account of the Most High's creation,
God.
what he did. Okay? And all these prophets can be wrong. Okay? All these prophets was right in the assessment and what they wrote about the Most High. Continue.
He had established the world by his wisdom.
See, the Most High established the world by his wisdom, not by no chaotic wisdom, by order of wisdom. Continue.
He had stretched out the heavens by his understanding.
See, he has stretched out the heavens by his understandings. Okay, continue.
When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapor to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings and rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
Okay, now from there go to Isaiah 40 and 22. All right, and that will be the last scripture to show you what the Most High did when he said, thus the heavens, the earth was finished. Okay, Isaiah 40 and 20.
Isaiah 40 and 20.
22, yeah, Isaiah 40 and 22.
Isaiah 40 and verse 22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth.
Okay, How? Some people argue and say, bro, the earth is flat. I ain't arguing that. I am just saying. I'm just saying the Most High sits upon the circle and he looks down at everything.
That's right.
The sun is circular. The moon is circular.
Right.
Everything has a circular motion.
Right.
Everything in life moves in a circular motion. Okay? Whether the earth flat or round, I don't care. I don't give a damn. I didn't make it. I'm just going to go what the Most High showed and what he made for us to enjoy.
That's right.
You want to argue that point? I don't care. Flat, round, it doesn't matter to me. It's the Most High's creation.
Right.
All right, read that verse again.
22. It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers.
Yeah, the people in the earth is like grasshoppers. Okay? When the Most High see him, look like little grasshoppers. Continue.
That searches out the heavens as a curtain and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in.
Check that out. Okay? That's the power of the Most High. Okay? So let's go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. All right? So the Most High, he sits upon the circle of the earth. Right? And he looks down upon the earth. All right? That's why the Most High said, heaven is my throne, and the earth is his footstool. The Most High puts his foot on the earth and said, yeah, this is my footrest. And he sits back and just looks down. Yeah. Because the Most High is the king.
Right.
Okay?
God.
He is big boss.
Right.
Okay? Now go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter.
I mean, for one again.
Yeah, no, we finished that. Now move to the 2nd verse now. Genesis 2
And 2.
and 2, yeah.
And on the 7th day, Yahweh ended his work which he had made.
So on the 7th day now, when the Most High came to all his conclusion, everything that he did, on the 7th day, Most High ended his work which he had made. So the Most High ceased from all his creation that he made, which is a period altogether of 6,000 years that he put all this into motion.
God.
Everything that he did, everything that he made, the sun, the moon, the stars, people, man, beasts, rivers, seas, oceans, mountains, hills, valleys, galaxies, stars, the moon, all these things he made in that period of day. And when everything was totally completed, it's just like you're a foreman of a construction site. When you started that job, let's say you started that job today, Saturday, October 22nd. Came in with your crew, you dig the foundation, that's your starting date. And then 1 year after, when the whole job is completed, the building is up, you're ready to bring in the tenants, and you said, all right, my job is completed as a foreman now, I could leave this job. It's finished. You hand it over to the building superintendent, and you said, I finished the job. The electricians are finished, the plumbers, the carpenters, the masons, everybody did their job. The building's completed. That's the same with the Most High. Most High said, it's done.
God.
Now, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to give the earth and the rulership to man. That's where Adam came in. From that point, that's where Adam came in. Most High said, boom, everything is done. I made everything. It's there for you. Utilize what I created. Now I'm just going to sit back and I'm watch the whole show. Most High put everything in motion. What you going to do, when you going to do it, when you was born. All that was already in the making and put into motion. Everything you could think of. When you're going to die, what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, when you're going to mess up, when you're going to do right. All that was put into place already. And the Most High just sat back and, okay, now, angels, let's watch our creation. That's what the Most High is doing. The Most High turned to the angels.
That's right.
Okay, now look. See that guy there? The one I made? Now watch him now. Let's see what he's going to do. He's just sitting back and watch him.
God.
Right? And the Most High only intervene when he gets to a certain point. But all that already put in motion and play already. That's why the Most High said everything was done on the 7th day. It was all completed. All his works that he have done. Okay? Go ahead. Read that verse again.
Man, he intervened when we start messing up.
When we started messing up, when we got overbearing and continued doing the same, Most High said, oh my, okay, now angels, go down there and stir up these Hamites over here.
There you go.
You see those Canaanites? Go and stir them up.
There you go.
And show these knuckleheads down here what I want. And every time we messed up, the Most High stirred up the nations to whip our behind. Boom, boom, get in order. And we so damn hard-headed. We still like, nah. Like a damn bull, a stubborn damn horse. You ever see a horse and try to break a horse? You got to break him in? That's how we are.
God.
And the Most High said, damn it, these stiff-necked fools. And Bob Marley said, stiff-necked fools. You think you are? So that's what we are. And the Most High had to break us in, man. And every time, he keep breaking us in and we won't get it. The Most High said, you know what? Okay, I got the right people. See them boys up there called the Romans? You see them boys in the caves? Bring the boys down. Bring them down. They're going to do the job for me. Okay? Nobody else going to do the job but these bastards called the Romans. Okay? Our greatest enemies. Most High used them to whip our behind. From that point up until this very same day. He used the beasts. Most High call them beasts. The Most High didn't call no other nation of people beasts but these Europeans.
God.
Call them the beasts. The Roman Empire was the only kingdom that was known as a beast. Okay? And that's what they are, a bunch of beasts. They have no regards, no respect for nobody.
That's right.
Okay? When it comes time to kill and destroy, I was looking at this thing too, just for 1 minute, I want to, it was in Australia, where they show how the Aborigines, how they still catching hell by these British bastards, man. How the people in Australia, they've left from living out in the hills and the countryside in the north. Now they're moving into the city, and they're worse off than when they were living out there in the wilderness by themselves. Because now they're on drugs, they're homeless, they're depending on the white man's way of life. I said, they should just go back and live in the damn wilderness and live the way they was living. It was better off for them. Now when they come in, they catch hell from Esau. The same thing that we protesting, Black Lives Matter, I can't breathe. They're going through the same thing too. I said, look at this. Everywhere this devil goes, he does the same thing. I don't care if he's British, French, Americans, they all do the same damn thing. And then they justify and say, we're right. Oh, we're Australians. We have to protect us. I said, look at this crap. How could you talk about you Australian? You came in there and you killed the people and took their land. And they're trying to justify the same thing. Right? Then they were showing you the white boy that went in there and killed all the Muslim, because Australia has a lot of Muslim too, that moved from Lebanon and different areas. And this white boy, with red head, went into to one of the mosques and shot up the whole mosque, killed about 21 of them. A white supremacist talking about he want to preserve our white Australians. Everywhere they go, man, they're talking about they want to preserve their whiteness. How you going to preserve your whiteness when you went in and you killed the people? You butchered the people. When the British went in there and they killed those Australian Aborigines, they slaughtered millions, man, to take that land. And they try to justify it. That's why the Most High said, oh, man, I'm going to be so glad when the Most High raise up the nations to come against Esau, man. That's what the Most High says. He's going to be like a chase roll that no man taketh up. When the Most High raise up these nations, because when you look at it, when you go around the earth, the majority of people in the earth are non-white people. From the east to the west to the north to the south, to the Pacific Island, to the islands in the Caribbean, to Central South America, the majority of people in the earth are non-white people. And that's what he saw when he took over this earth. When he went to the far east, the Pacific, and he saw black people, he's like, wait a minute. That's where he came up with the idea of rewriting history and changing and said, we are the minorities and he's the majority. Because he saw that we were the majority. And he feared that. So he had to rewrite history and change the whole dynamics of history. Okay? And that's why, man, he has to pay, man. And anybody that stands in the way of the Most High judgment, you're going to be the first to be destroyed.
Which, man, he had to kill a lot of people.
He had to kill a lot of people to cover up his lies. And rewrite history, man. When he went to Hawaii, to the Polynesians, to the Fiji Islands, to Samoa, all these were black people in those areas. And he butchered and slaughtered those people, man. Okay?
Cover that lie.
To keep that lie going. When he came to America and he slaughtered the Indians, when he went to South America, this devil has a lot to pay for. When he went to Africa, the Boers, what they did in South Africa and those areas, man, when they fought against the Zulus, okay, he butchered a lot of people, man. You know what? That's why he's come up with this crap he call, what's the term he used today? he used this term today, what, race theory? What is it called? Critical race, yeah. He doesn't want you to go back and look at what he have done.
Right.
Okay, that's why he's pushing that garbage. Okay, so let's go back.
Okay, Genesis chapter 2 and verse 2. And on the seventh day, the Most High ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day.
Right, and the Most High rested on the seventh day from all the works that he have done, everything that he created. Go ahead.
Okay, from all the works which he had made. 3. And the Most High blessed the seventh day and sanctified it.
So the Most High blessed the seventh day, all right? He blessed it, go ahead.
And sanctified it.
And sanctified it. He made that day a sanctified day, go ahead.
Because that in it he had rested from all his work which he created and made.
All right, okay, and when the Most High rested on this Sabbath day, he made it a sign and a covenant with him and with us. It started there from that point, okay? So from there, hold that, go to Exodus. Go to the book of Exodus, the 31st chapter. Go to Exodus 20 and Exodus 31. Exodus 31. And we're going to start from the 12th verse.
Exodus 31 and verse 12. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak thou also unto the children of Israel, saying, Verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep.
So the Most High already made these Sabbaths and have it in motion.
God.
So when we came into a nation, now the Most High is reiterating the same thing over again to establish this with his people. Continue, go ahead.
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations.
See, that sign goes back to when he created the Sabbath and he rested. That was that sign in the beginning. Now he's establishing this with us as a people now. Go ahead.
That ye may know that I am the Lord that doeth sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Every one that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people.
Go ahead.
15. 6 days may work be done.
Because that's what the Most High did. The Most High worked for 6 days. He did all his creation in 6 days. All right, go ahead.
But in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest.
Okay, so that's when the Most High rested, so he's showing us the same thing. The same thing that I did, I want you to do the same patterns that's in the heavens. Go ahead.
Holy to the Lord, whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore, the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant.
For a perpetual covenant, beginning when he first started, from the day that he rested. Go ahead.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
See, it's a sign from the Most High by him and the children of Israel. Go ahead.
Forever. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. And he gave unto Moses.
That's it. All right. Okay. So that's what the Most High meant when he read in Genesis 2nd chapter. He rested from all his earth, and he sanctified that Sabbath day. He sanctified and blessed it. Now he's showing you the same thing I'm going to do to you as a people now when I establish you. From there, go to Ezekiel 20 and 12. Ezekiel 20 and 12.
Ezekiel 20 and verse 12. Moreover, also, I gave them my Sabbath to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am the Lord that sanctified them.
Right. So that's the purpose of why the Most High made the Sabbath in the beginning, in the creation. Right? That was it in 12th verse, right?
Yes.
All right. Now go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter. Now we're going to start getting more into the meat of it now. So we just giving you a preliminary understanding of what the Most High was doing here in Genesis, the 2nd chapter. All right? So now, what verse are we in now? The 4th verse, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Genesis 2 and verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created.
Okay, so they are generations of the heavens when the Most High created them. Okay? Go ahead. There are what you call dimensions to the heavens and the, okay? And the creation of the Most High made of it. That's why Yahweh Shai said, in my Father's house, there are what?
Many mansions.
Many mansions. Okay? Devil call them planets. Okay? Everything the Most High made, he corrupted. Okay? Because remember, who did the Most High choose to name everything in the earth? So why the hell today every damn thing today is in Greek and Latin? Because he want to show that I'm superior. I'm not going to take on the names that the Most High name. I'm going to put them in the Greek term. Okay? If anything, it should be in what? Let's say, let's give and take. If anything in the earth should be named, shouldn't it go more to what the Africans call it than anything else? Because they were the one that was ruling the earth before. Okay? Because where did the Greeks get their understanding from? From the Egyptian. So how the hell they took over and named everything in the earth in the Greek terminology? Everything is in the Greek and Latin terminology, whether it's medical, law, scientifically, it's in Greek and Latin. The body parts, the medical terminology is in what? Latin. Why is that? Because he wants to show that I'm the superior race. White supremacy, that's all is it. White supremacy. But if anything, it should be named in the language that the Most High gave through Adam. Okay? A dog should be called a canine. Canine is Latin. Feline is Latin for cats. Okay? So everything is in the medical terminology. You got a sickness, what is it called? Oh, you have glaucoma. What the hell is glaucoma? That's Latin. Okay? It should be in the language of the Most High name, everything in the beginning with Adam. Okay? But no, he had to change that to put himself in the place of being the superior race. Okay? So go back to where you were.
Okay, verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth.
Now, see that? It says, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth. Anybody know what that means?
Like he created it before he put it in the earth.
Right, right, right. Because what was made first? Was it the sun or the earth?
Earth.
The earth. So plants was already growing and living before the sun was made. So could plants live without sunlight? To a certain degree, yes. All right? Because the heavens and everything has its own light too. But the sun is that great light that the Most High speaks about. And the moon is that lesser light. So before the sun was made, the earth was already producing grass, plants, and food without the sun. Ain't that amazing? That's power, man. Okay? But the sun reinforces and give it more of that vitality. Okay? That's why everybody loves the sun. Even the white man loves the sun. Oh, I'm going to the beach to get a tan. Everybody loves the sun. Everybody loves summertime. I love summer. I don't like winter. Okay, that's for polar bears, man. Okay? Everybody loves that summertime. You could get that sunshine. That's life, man. You feel better. You feel different, man. When it's cold, you become harder and frigid like, yo, don't mess with me, man. That's why Esau is so cold. Because when he was up in that damn cold, he became so frigid. Okay? We call the sunshine people, man. All right? Go ahead.
And every herb of the field before it grew, for Yahweh power had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
So Adam wasn't put into place yet. So this were all the things that the Most High put already in place before Adam. Before he gave the decree to Adam what to do. All right? Go ahead.
6. But there went up a mist from the earth.
What was that mist?
The dew.
The dew. All right? And in that dew too, the Most High had the springs of the earth to come up. So it was the evaporation and the condensation that caused that dew. All right? Because remember, in the earth, there's what? Springs. Water in the earth. So the Most High called up to weld up So it created evaporation and condensation, and it created that dew on the earth. And that dew was like water. You could go and scoop it up. I mean, when we was young, we used to go up in the morning time and just pick up the dew off the ground and like hold it in your hand. Fresh water. It was like, damn, did it rain? And you could just see all that dew. Now you can hardly see that now. All right? You should see it a lot in the islands. I know down south you probably could see it too. All right? So that was that dew, the mist. All right? It's called Esau calls it evaporation and condensation. All right? That's what he calls it today. But it's that dew upon the earth. It was so much it watered all the plants on the earth. Without it kept raining. All right? The Most High had everything put in place already. Okay? Go ahead.
And watered the whole face of the ground.
See? And it watered the whole face of the ground. Okay? That's how beautiful it was. And you can imagine how this garden looked like. It was a paradise. That's why the Most High call it Eden, paradise. Okay? Now, the whole entire earth is a garden. Okay? Africa, America. We're still living in the garden. We're in the garden, walking up and down in the garden, but we're not in Eden. We're out of Eden right now. And we're in what? The belly of the beast, hell. Okay? But we're going to be placed back into Eden in the future. Okay? So Eden is a certain area and place of the earth that the Most High has selected. And that area was called Jerusalem. And we're going to find out Eden was Jerusalem. That's the center of the earth. But now it's a pit of garbage, filth. Okay? Continue.
7. And Yahweh power formed man of the dust of the ground.
Okay. So now, and the Most High formed man of the dust of the ground. Go ahead.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul.
Okay, so now let's get understand what the Most High did. Now, what does the earth contains? Resources, minerals. Every mineral you could think of from A to Z. Copper, zinc, iron, all right, gold. It contains all those minerals. So the Most High made us from the composition of all the elements and minerals of the earth. In your body has in what? Iron, zinc, all these minerals. So the Most High made us from the minerals and the composition of the earth and form our body, right? So let's go into and prove that. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah, the 18th chapter. And Jeremiah is going to give you an example of that to a degree. He's going to give you a figurative, really, comparison of what the Most High made us from. Jeremiah, the 18th chapter, right? And we'll start from the first verse.
Jeremiah 18:1. The word which came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, arise and go down to the potter's house.
Okay, so a potter's house represents what? A place where a person that specializes in that job, he makes pottery from clay. So who's the chief potter? The Most High. Okay, go ahead.
And there I will cause thee to hear my words. Then I went down to the potter's house, and behold, he wrought a work on the wheels.
So he started making a work on the wheels. He started forming and making a pottery. Just like the same way the Most High formed and made us from the dust or the clay of the earth. Go ahead.
And the vessel that he made of clay was married in the hand of the potter.
So that clay was marred into his hand. Okay, go ahead.
So he made it again another vessel, as seemed good to the potter to make it.
All right, so he made one that he disfigured and didn't like, and he made one that he liked. Okay, go ahead.
Then the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, O house of Israel, cannot I do with you as this potter?
Right, so the same way you could make a pottery and destroy and make it the way you want it, that's the same way the Most High could do to us. All right, go ahead.
Saith the Most High, behold, as the clay is in the potter's hand, so are ye in my hand. O house of Israel.
So the Most High formed and he fashioned us from the clay of the dust. All right? From there, go to Ecclesiasticus, the 33rd chapter in the Apocrypha. All right? Ecclesiasticus 33. And start here from the 13th verse.
Okay, Sirach 33 and 30.
Start from 10. Start from 10.
Sirach 33 and 10. And all men are from the ground.
Right, all of us came from the ground, the earth. Okay? Continue.
And Adam was created of earth.
And Adam was created of the earth. Okay? That dark alluvial soil. Okay? Continue.
In much knowledge, Yahweh had divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them had he blessed and exalted, and some of them had he sanctified and set near himself.
Now we know who that is. That's us as a people. Continue.
But some of them had he caused to...
He cursed. Some of them have he cursed.
Had he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
Go ahead.
As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure, so man is in his hand of him that made him, to render to them all liken himself. Good is set.
That's it. All right. It says turn, and it says and that made him to render to them as liketh him best. Okay. Now from there, go to Job, the 28th chapter. Job 28. So it will give you understanding what the Most High said. He formed man from the dust of the earth. Job 28. We're going to start from the first verse.
Job 28 and verse 1. Surely there is a vein for the silver.
All right, so there's a vein. There's a place where silver comes from. It comes from the earth. All right, or mountains. Right, silver comes from there. Go ahead.
And a place for gold where they find it.
Right, so gold comes from the earth too. Okay, just recently they found a place over in Africa, I think it was Namibia, where there's more gold than any other place. Gold in abundance. Okay, so gold comes from the earth. All right, go ahead.
Iron is taken out of the earth.
See, iron is taken out of the earth. Iron comes from the earth. That's why Esau takes iron from the earth and he makes what? Bridges, cars, trucks, tanks, planes. All those, bullets, yeah. Yeah, you understand? He makes a lot of stuff from the earth, man. And he didn't make that. The Most High made that.
He got it from the elements.
All right? He got it from that. He got it from where the Most High made those things from. So how could he say he made anything when he took it from the Most High? Continue.
Okay, and brass is molten out of the stone.
And brass comes from the earth too, from out of stones. You get brass. Continue.
He setteth an end to darkness and stretches out the perfection and searches out all perfection. The stones of darkness and the shadow of death. The flood breaketh out from the inhabitants, even the waters forgotten of the foot. They are dried up, and they are gone away from men. As for the earth, out of it cometh bread.
Now, is that you know, out of the earth cometh bread. What does that mean when it says out of the earth cometh bread? Food, wheat, corn. Okay, out of the earth comes food. All right, go ahead.
And under it is turned up as it were fire.
What is that? Volcanoes and what else? There's something else in the earth. Right, the core. Right, a nucleus, a core. Fire. That's in the earth. All right, go ahead.
The stones of it are the place of sapphires.
So there's sapphires in the earth. Go ahead.
And it had dust of gold. There is a path which which no fowl knoweth, and which the vulture's eye had not seen.
So that's what the Most High meant when he said he made man from the earth. So he's showing you he took man and he made it from all the elements that's in the earth. And he made man. All right? Because now today, even Esau has to admit that melanin is a great resource, man. He needs that melanin. And melanin contains all those things that come from the earth. And he will do anything to get melanin. He will kill you, kidnap you to get that melanin. Okay? Because he needs it. Because he's a dying breed.
Gone.
Okay? From there, go to Isaiah 64. Isaiah 64 and 8.
Isaiah 64 and 8. But now, O Yahweh, thou art our Father. We are the clay.
See, we are the clay. Go ahead.
And thou our potter.
And you are the potter. Go ahead.
And we all are the work of thy hands.
See? And we're all the works of the Most High's hand when he formed us from that clay. There's more to it?
No, that was it.
Okay. Now from there, go to Job 33 and 6. Job 33 and 6. So you get to understand what the Most High said. He made man from the dust of the earth.
Job 33 and verse 6. Behold, I am according to thy wish in the Most High's stead. I also am formed out of the clay.
See, we are formed out of the clay. All right? From there, go to Job, the 10th chapter and the 9th verse. Job 10 and 9.
Job 10 verse 9.
Start from the 8th verse.
Job 10 and 8. Thine hands had made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and would thou bring me into dust again?
Go ahead.
Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curd me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinew.
See that? Go ahead.
Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation hath preserved my spirit.
All right. So you see that? So that's how the Most High made and formed man from the dust of the earth. All right? He made him from all the elements, the components, and he made man. That's the physical. Then he put that spirit into man. So that's the composition of how the Most High made and formed man. All right? So go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter.
Okay, Genesis 2 and 7. We're at 8 now. And Yahweh power planted a garden eastward in Eden.
All right. So now the Most High, now he's choosing a particular place in the garden. Right? And he's going to put this particular place eastward in the garden.
In Eden.
Eastward is where? Is in Jerusalem. East. It's to the east. Jerusalem is northeast Africa. All right? It's not in Europe. Okay? And we might say, no, we're not Africans. No, we're not Africans. But the area of it geographically is northeast Africa. It's in the east. So the Most High placed a particular area eastward in the garden, which is Jerusalem, Israel, the center of the earth. All right, go ahead.
And there he put the man whom he had formed.
And the Most High put him there in the garden whom he had formed. He put him right there in the center of the earth. Okay, go ahead.
9. And out of the ground made Yahweh power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Okay, now we're starting to get something now. Now we're starting to get something deep now. Now, the Most High made trees too, natural trees. Okay? Made natural trees for food, everything, right? The leaves for healing, for everything. fruits, all right? And also, he made a tree. But was this actually a tree? Are you talking about a tree for knowledge and good of evil? Was this actually a tree? No. It's symbolically, right?
Gone.
Symbolically speaking, he put something there in the garden. All right? Read it again. And we're going to go into it.
Verse 9. Out of the ground made Yahweh power to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food.
Now, this is the natural trees right here. He made those natural physical trees for food, okay, for us to eat and everything. Right? Go ahead.
The tree of life also in the midst of the garden.
Now, this is another tree, but not a physical tree. Okay? He made the tree of life also. Go ahead.
And the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Okay. So now he put something there for man, for Adam. Okay? Now, it was put there for a particular reason. It was put there for a certain time for man to learn certain things. Now, the only thing that Adam and Eve knew was what? Good. The only thing they knew was good.
Done.
The only thing they knew, they were exposed to, was the righteousness of the Most High, His laws, statutes, and commandments, walking in the presence of the Most High. That's all they knew. They were not exposed to the other side, what you call, what they call the dark forces,
side.
the dark side. All right, here's the Star Wars. I can feel you. You're getting angry. Darth Vader, the Jedi. I can feel you. The dark side. Yeah, I can feel your force. I know you're angry. Okay? We didn't get to that dark side yet.
God.
We were still in the presence of the Most High.
God.
So the Most High said, okay, I'm going to set up something here now that eventually somebody's going to go in and mess with the dark side. But the Most High did it for all educational purposes. Okay? And this tree represented what? People. Right? It represented people. Okay? Trees represents people also too. And they're going to adapt and accept the culture and the philosophy of these other people in the garden. Okay? Just like when we came out of Egypt and we went into the land, where did we learn the philosophies and customs and doctrines from? From the surrounding nations that are around us. That's why the Most High said, when you go in, do not learn of the ways of the heathens and the nations.
God.
Do not learn of their ways, because if you do, it's going to corrupt you. Right? So the Most High put everything already in motion.
That's right.
And with that, he gave Adam guidelines and instructions in what to do.
God.
So all this was already put in place. Satan, he was already there lurking too. He was already lurking, peeping. Can't wait. I can't wait. He was there lurking. But the Most High had the goodness and the good force. Right? So continue.
Verse 10. And a river went out of Eden.
See, and a river went out of Eden. So Eden was this particular place in the garden. Okay, so a river went out of Eden. Okay, so what river was that?
The Jordan.
The Jordan. The Jordan River. Right? That's the Most High's favorite river of all the rivers. Not the Nile. They said the Nile. Yes, the Nile is a great river. It was great for Egypt. But that wasn't our river.
God.
Our river was the Jordan River.
God.
And let's prove that. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra. All right? 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter. The Nile was a great river too. It's good for the Egyptians. They loved the Nile. That was a god to them. Okay? In Ezra 5, and start here from 23.
23.
2nd Ezra 5:23.
2nd Ezra 5:23. And said, O Yahweh, that beareth rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee one only vine.
One only vine. And what is that vine that the Most High likes?
The grape.
The grape and the olive. Those are his two favorites, the grape and the olive. All right, go ahead.
And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit.
All right, and what is that one pit? Israel, Jerusalem. All right, Zion. Go ahead.
And of all the flowers thereof, one lily.
And of all the flowers that the Most High made and created, he loves that one lily. That lily. Imagine that. All the flowers the Most High made, he loves that lily. Ain't that something? And the Most High made many flowers, man. There's some pretty flowers out there, man.
God.
Okay? But the Most High said, I like that lily. Something about that lily, man. Okay? Go ahead.
25. And of all the depths of the sea, thou hast filled thee one river.
And of all the depths of the sea, the rivers, like one river. That's that Jordan River.
God.
Right? That's the river that Elijah told what's the name to go dip into and be cleansed from his leprosy. That's where Yahushua baptized. He was baptized by John the Baptist. The Jordan River you see today in Israel, that's not it. That's not it. That thing is depleted. It's filthy.
Polluted.
They show you some dirty, stinking river. That's not it. Okay? That's the residue of the filth that's left over of it running.
Name thee one dove.
Imagine that. All the birds that the Most High made, the Most High loved the dove. Okay? Go ahead.
And of all the cattle that are made, thou hast provided thee one sheep.
The sheep. Of all the cattle that he made, the Most High loved the sheep. I like a deer too, but the Most High loves the sheep. Deer meat, I like deer meat. It's leaner than lamb.
Is it?
Yeah. Deer meat is leaner, but you got to cook it real good. You got to cook it specialized. You got to let it sauteed and everything. Or you just cook it because it has that gamey taste to it. Right? But when you saute and you let it flavor in that wine, that red wine, mamma mia, like Italians say, mamma mia. That deer meat is good, man. But don't let it get cold. When it's cold, it's hot. But when it's nice and hot, it's nice. All right? Go ahead.
And among all the multitude of people, thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people, whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all.
All right. So we see that the Jordan River is the river that the Most High chose.
God.
That's the river that all the prophets told the people to go and get cleansed from whatever that leprosy or whatever. All right? And you see how Elijah, when he told Naaman, he said, if you want to be cleansed, he said, wait a minute. You say you didn't tell me the Jordan River? Why I got to go in the Jordan River?
Right.
He said, there are many more rivers in Syria. Elijah said, go dip in the Jordan River, buddy, and you'll be healed. And he did it. Okay? John the Baptist, that's where he baptized in the Jordan River. He baptized people in the Jordan River. Okay? So the Jordan River is that specialized river that the Most High loved. Go ahead.
Back to Genesis? Okay. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads.
So that river was parted, and it became into 4 heads. So now the Most High is showing you a geographical location where this river and where the garden was. So when that river parted, it became 4 heads. It's separated into 4 heads. Now he's going to give you the name and the direction of these rivers. So now, was Africa part of the garden? Yes. Africa was part of the garden, right? Ethiopia, Egypt, all right? Iraq, all the, what you call the Fertile Crescent, all those areas was part of the garden. The whole earth was considered a garden. Okay, continue.
The name of the first is Pison.
And the Pison represents what? Everybody knows? Pison is the Red Sea. That's the Red Sea. What they call the Red Sea. Right? Go ahead.
That is it which compasses the whole land of Havilah.
Which compasses the whole land of Havilah, which is known as Saudi Arabia, in that area. Saudi Arabia, Havilah. Go ahead.
where there is gold.
And there's gold in that area. All right? A lot of gold in that area. I don't think Esau is not searching and looking. There's gold in that area. Okay, go ahead.
And the gold of that land is good.
And the gold of that land is good. But guess what? All that gold is going to be for us when we get back in the kingdom. So the Most High is not going to allow Esau to find that gold. Okay, go ahead.
Praises. There is Bedlam and the onyx stone.
There's onyx stone, all these precious stones. All right? All these precious stones are in that area. All right, go ahead.
And the name of the second river is Gihon.
And the name of the second river is the Gihon, which is what? That's the Nile River. That's the Nile River that runs down through Egypt, down to Sudan, down to Ethiopia, down into all the areas down there in Africa, in Tanzania. All right? Okay, go ahead.
And the same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia.
So it's showing you, it's giving you a geographical location. That same river compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. Then it splits into what they call the Blue Nile. But that's all the Nile River that compasses Ethiopia, goes down, come down through Egypt, Ethiopia, and all those areas. Okay, go ahead.
And the name of the third river is H.O.D.C.
And the H.O.D.C, which represents what? The Tigris. The Tigris River, which is up there in Iraq and those areas. Okay, go ahead.
That is it which goeth towards the east of Assyria.
And Assyria, up there, Assyria is close to Iraq. All right, Assyria borders Iraq. So that's the Tigris River. All right, go ahead.
And the fourth river is the Euphrates.
And the fourth river is the Euphrates, which goes through Iraq and comes all the way down. So the Most High is showing you a geographical location of where this area was located. Okay, and where the river parted. So when you see, in the midst of that, you'll see that Jerusalem is the center of all those areas. Of Egypt, Syria, Iraq, Ethiopia. It's northeast, the center. When you look at the map, you'll see exactly Jerusalem is in the center of all that area. Okay? So that's where that river parted and became four heads.
To this day.
To this day still. So that's the era of the Garden of Eden. Not Eden, but the garden. Eden is Jerusalem. Right? And hold that, let's prove that. Because even the prophets made an example of that. Go to Ezekiel 36.
Ezekiel 36.
Ezekiel 36, and start from 34.
36 and 34. Ezekiel 36 and 34. And the desolate land shall be tilled.
Right.
Tilled.
So right now, Israel is desolate. Deserts, mountains, it's desolate. Even though people live over there, they build it up, it's still desolate. Okay, go ahead.
Whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by.
And when you travel through Israel, there's a lot of waste, desolate land. Okay? Rugged mountains, but all that wasteland is going to be turned right back into the way it was in the beginning. Go ahead.
And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden.
See? It's going to become like the Garden of Eden because it was the Garden of Eden. All right? Go ahead.
And the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited.
All right. Continue reading on.
Then the heathen that are left round about, ye shall know that I, the Lord, built the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I, the Lord, have spoken it, and I will do it.
That's what the Most High is going to do. He's going to rebuild and turn back Jerusalem back into the Garden of Eden. We haven't seen nothing yet. Okay? Wait till we get back into the land.
Okay, and you got those imposters who are talking about, oh, Israel? Israel ain't beautiful now.
That's right.
Wait till we get back there as a nation in that land, brother. It's going to be the joy of the whole entire earth. Okay, go back to Genesis, the 2nd chapter.
All those ruins that are outside Tel Aviv, where they had the tourists and they had the ropes showing you those, that's what this is talking about.
No, he's talking about
The
that,
desolate.
the
That's the
desolate,
desolate.
and all the area in Arad and all the desolate mountain areas. All those desolate lands are going to be brought back into a beautiful paradise. Okay? But when we fell, the Most High destroyed everything, showing you that we are the salt of the earth, man. We're the vibration of the earth.
Khan.
Okay? Continue.
15. And the Lord power took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden.
See, and the Most High took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden. That's where the Most High put him. Go ahead.
To dress it and to keep it.
To dress it and to keep it. So he was like what? What you call today what? A gardener. He's the man in charge of everything. His job is to keep the garden, watch it, all right, and do what you got to do. You're the man of it. And that was his job. Okay? So everything was in his powers. Okay, go ahead.
And the Lord power commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Yeah, you could eat any tree. Of all the trees, you could freely eat. Physically and spiritually.
Khan.
Okay? See all these trees? You could eat all the fruits you want. All the mangoes, all the coconuts, everything you want. All the food for vitality, for life, it's there for you. You hungry? Go get you a nice coconut, drink some coconut water, eat the jelly, and be refreshed. Go pick a mango. And you know Israel got nice mangoes too? Some nice Julie mangoes. Sweet, man, up in Galilee. Yeah, man. We went up there, man, and I saw that tree. I said, Matato, you see that over there? We went over the fence. It was a private yard. We went in there. Started picking those mangoes, man. Sweet Julie mangoes, man. Things sweet, man. That's up in Galilee. That's the only place you'll find those mangoes in Galilee. All right? Go ahead.
Okay, this is a question.
Yeah.
He wasn't eating no meat.
I won't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I won't say I wasn't there, but more likely he probably just eating
The fruits
and
the
everything,
herbs.
the herbs and everything that's there. It's after when he sinned, that's when the Most High said, okay, now. But more likely, he was
This part?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And a lot of people argue that point too.
Khan.
Yeah. No, it's after. Yeah. Yeah, but they were eating all vital green life, vegetation, lifestyle, fruits in abundance, man. And you know, so you know when you eat a fruit. Back then, it's not like when you eat fruit now. You're not getting no nutrients from the fruits and what you eat. You eat that back then, you eat one piece. You probably like, oh, you gain vitality and strength. You were filled. You eat a fruit now, you're like, damn thing watery, it's sour. You eat an apple, there's no taste to it. Tastes toddy. You eat an orange, it's sour. Like, what is that, lemon? Okay. Back then, when you ate a fruit, you enjoy that thing, it probably like brought like vibrant and energy to you, man. It gave you life. Okay? But nothing today gives you life. It's dead. There's no nutrients in the food we eat.
Right.
It's all depleted. Right? Go ahead.
17. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it.
Right. You see, of all the other people there, don't mess with them. Don't go and eat of it. Right? And how do you eat of something? You eat when you observe and you take it in. Okay? Let's say I'm over here with you, a group of people, and I see somebody else over there, and they loud and they doing things, and you're like, hey, what's that? What noise? What are they doing? You see them moving and doing, so you're going to go over like, you're going to be inquisitive, like, what's going on over there? And it intrigue, it pique your curiosity. And you're going to say, you know what? Let me see what it's about. He went over to the other side. Okay? He went over to the other side and partake of something the Most High said not to do.
Come.
Okay? He didn't just go and pick a mango and eat and then eat. Oh, no. That's foolishness. Okay? He absorbed and he ate of the philosophy and the doctrines that was opposite to what the Most High gave us. Just like today. The Most High gave us his knowledge, truth, and understanding. And what's on the other side of this world? The negativity. Right? Go ahead.
For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Did he die as soon as he eat it?
No.
No, but he died when? Later on. There was a progression of time. He died spiritually, though. He died spiritually from the Most High.